Brian Daboll saved the New York Giants franchise and is a breath of fresh air from what Giants fans have been dealing with in recent memory. From Ben McAdoo to then Pat Shurmur to most recently Joe Judge, who's going for quarterback sneaks in 3rd and long. It is awesome to see what he has been doing with the New York Giants organization. The Giants roster is not that much better from what we've been dealing with over the last 5 seasons, yet he is finding a way to win games. And that is what is most important. That's what he gets paid to do. When you listen to his press conferences and see the way he interacts with his players, you can tell that there's a mutual respect between player and coach. You can tell that he is leading that locker room. Outside of Kenny Galladay, who's one of the biggest free agent busts in organizational history, every single player in that locker room seems to respect him, which is all you can ask a coach to do, especially when he's coupling it with winning. He is not Joe Judge, who came off as incredibly disingenuous, who was fighting his offensive line coach who was 6'8", then firing that coach, and he was not like Joe Judge, who at the end of last season was claiming that there were players begging to play for a pathetic Giants team and begging to play specifically for him in an effort to make himself look better and save his job when everyone already knew he was pretty much fired. If Brian Daboll wins just 4 more games this season and is able to get to that 7-win mark, that will be monumental because the Giants have not won that many games over the last 5 seasons, and I think it will show the Giants moving in the right direction. Then when you look at the rest of their schedule, to me that seems entirely possible. This week they play the Green Bay Packers, who have been struggling to win games like they should be winning. They struggled to beat the Patriots with a backup quarterback. They beat the Buccaneers without the Buccaneers starting receivers by only 2 points. If the Giants are able to put everything together, there's no doubt in my mind they can beat this Green Bay Packers team with the way they've been playing. Next, they play Jacksonville. And Jacksonville, much like the Giants, while they're probably further along the path, is a young team that is building towards something. It's not out of the imagination that the Giants would be able to pull off a victory here. They also play Seattle, which is very winnable. Seattle has an abysmal defense. Geno Smith and the offense have had things going, but it's not out of the question that the Giants can win this game. They also play the Texans. The Texans have one of the worst rosters in the NFL, if not worse. Between the Bears and them, who knows? The Lions, because of how bad their defense is, could be a winnable game, even if their offense puts up 30 points. The Commanders are horrible. They play them twice, and they also play the Colts, who are another contender for the worst team in the NFL. Matt Ryan is washed up. The Giants do not have a lot of talent on their roster, but it is encouraging how Brian Daboll has been making the most out of what other coaches would probably lose their first 4 games with. Now, with all that being said, and for those that are familiar with my more typical commentary of the Giants, as I've already even stated, the Giants are not a great roster, and their wins need to be put into perspective. Their receivers are pretty abysmal. Their secondary is also not good. Their offensive line is very young and not yet a cohesive unit. And Daniel Jones is still a bad quarterback. I don't think he's thrown for over 200 yards yet this season. The only reason the Giants have been winning football games this year, from a talent perspective, is because Saquon Barkley is putting the team on his back. He is leading the NFL in rushing. He has led the Giants to the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL, and he is the most yards in the NFL after contact. He is putting the Giants on his back and willing them to victories. If he was not on the roster, the Giants would have 0 wins and would probably be 0-4. I did not expect the Giants to, as a team, be this good at running the football this season. To put into perspective why I find this feat so impressive, look at elite teams in the NFL. They have trouble finding a running game with their running backs. Look at the Buffalo Bills. They can't seem to ever find something out with the running backs, and it is Josh Allen carrying the load. Yet Saquon Barkley, who has no passing game to threaten the defense, is leading the NFL in rushing yards. That is impressive. Now, I know the Giants' 3-1 start has been memed because of the teams they've played, and it is important for Giants fans that are so excited at the fact the Giants have 3 wins. It is important for them to actually take that to heart. I mean, you look at the Titans. They won on a game-winning field goal against a Titans team that, in hindsight, looking at the roster, is not all that great. They beat the Bears, who are really bad, and they beat the Panthers, who have a really weird quarterback situation. Their head coach sucks, and their roster is all over the place. Those are not 3 spectacular wins. wins. If they would have somehow got the Cowboys in there with a win, then that's something to be more proud of. The way players have been reacting to Brian Daboll and the way he has been coaching this roster, the way Saquon has been playing is extremely encouraging for the Giants fan base, but it is important for fans not to lose sight of the fact that the roster is not quite there yet. There's still a long way to go on that side of things. It's important to note that Daniel Jones is not all that great. He's being carried by Saquon Barkley. He is still not pushing the ball through the air at an elite level. His pocket awareness is still not all that great. There's still a lot of holes to fill, but I'm excited for the Giants' future. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. We're still making that push, and let me know what you think of this video format. Trying something new, trying to push more content out to you guys, and once again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below.